Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning. I guess you can see that I'm not Winston Chester. He's on the road, and this is Billy Grantham, your old country cousin. He asked me to fill in, and I guess I could figure out a few things to say that might be entertaining or educational or informative even. Let's get right down to it on this Tuesday morning. For all you country cousins and kinfolk out there. Your weather brought to you by old Drew Pollard, looking after all your comfort needs. And believe me, with this heat and humidity, you're going to be giving him a call up, or you're going to want to anyhow. All right? A high today of 85, a low of 75, and sunny most of the day. No rain other than maybe in the afternoon. You may get one of them pop-up showers that'll come up. Southeast winds at 5 miles per hour, becoming south in the afternoon. That's not too bad. A weather call out, low wind. Remember, Winston's been crying all spring. We've hollered about the wind blowing everywhere around here, and now it's going to lay. If you not have one of them thunderstorms come up and mess you up, maybe you can get out there and sling it and bring it in. All right. Water temperature about 82 degrees out there, just right. The Blountstown River reading brought to you by them old Mountain Dews. I love to drink them Diet Mountain Dews myself. Blountstown River reading is about somewhere around, you know what, I didn't even get it wrote down. At any rate, it was a slow drop. I looked at it going across the bridge at Chattahoochee. It's cleared up real nice, and it's on a slow decline. Unless we get a bunch of rain up there in the edge of Georgia that dumps some in. Some of the best fishing is when that thing's on a slow rise. But it's still, it's on a slow drop, which should be all right. Chattahoochee at 6 foot, and it on a slow drop as well, just slowly going down. Chipola River and out there at 11.5 feet, and it's clearing up. Got a little bit of cloudiness, but that's good, because when you flip that cricket off out there, he ain't gonna be so scared to go get that thing because the water being too clear. Give it called Carla Anderson the other day, and she gave me a report. She's right there on the water. She can look out there. The tubers on the weekend, and the boaters are up and down there, and folks easing along there and spat fishing, whooping it up around that old cypress net, pulling him up out there. You know what I'm saying? Tide charts brought to you by Kent Forest Lawns right here in Panama City. Incoming tides around 6 a.m. starting to come in, peaking out about 12:30 and then bottoming out again about 11 o'clock. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back to you in just a few minutes. Go get some coffee. All right, we're back again. The other day, I was walking around through, well, it's been months ago, through McDaniel's grocery store there in Sneed's. And me and my old big mouth and laughing and joking and speaking to people, I had a lady stick her head around the corner and said, "I recognize that voice." And met her. Her name was Marie Richards. She was married to Gene Richards, that had the Standard Station in Blountstown years ago. Now, some of y'all around Blountstown remember old Gene used to stand out on the street corner and throw them quarters towards the highway at the center line with old Carrie Yates and Orrin Clemens and fellas like that. But she was tickled. Watched the show every morning while she's sipping her coffee. Good morning, Miss Marie. Good to hear from you again. Stop by on River Road when you go up at the caution light towards the lake. As you go up that grade up there on the left is Miss Nettie Hines' bait and tackle shop. Stopped in there from time to time and trade with her, buy a little tackle, a little bait. Just so happened while I was there that day, the bait truck come up delivering supplies and what have you, and I got to talking to the bait man that makes the delivery, makes the big rounds all around them mom and pop bait stores right there, and ask him, how is the bait business compared to 20 and 30 years ago? He said it ain't as good. His theory was, and Miss Hines as well, and she's been in the business 45 years right there in Sneed's alone. If anybody would know, she would know, wouldn't she? Them old mom and pop, them old timers that used to fish all the time are dead and gone, and people just, he said, aren't fishing as much because his business ain't as good. And she says the same way. And in addition to, you can't get around in some places up there on Lake Seminole and fish off the bank as you could 40 years ago. So just to give you that little tidbit of information. Hey, if you ever go by Miss Hines' in there, that's like a museum. She used to take them Polaroid pictures with her camera. Folks would bring their fish in there to show them off. One of them great big old shell cracker, or one of them big old specks, or a catfish, or a bass, or whatever. And she's got that place plastered in them Polaroid pictures of history of all of Lake Seminole right there. And occasionally a deer. Nobody cares about them deer till October. But at any rate, if you ever go by there, top of the hill as you start down the grade, on the left, Nettie Hines' bait and tackle shop, stop in there and look around them walls. You'll see them Polaroid pictures of big messes of brim and shell cracker that people have taken, and it is fun to watch, or rather to look at. While I was in there, a young man was running around there back and forth, in and out the store, delivering stuff, and he asked me why I was asking those questions, and I told him, and he said, would you give me a shout out? Jacob Sellers, in the bait and tackle delivery business, shout out to him, because he's keeping it real and keeping us some fresh bait out there, and it's important, ain't it? We enjoy it, appreciate it. Look here, the fishing on Lake Seminole and on the big river. Now, when I say big river, if you from around there, that's what you call it. You don't call it the Apalachicola River, you call it the big river. I'm talking about right there at the confluence of the Flint and the Chattahoochee that starts the Apalachicola River. They've been mommicking up and tearing up them brim all along that river system right there, from there down below Bluntstown. I guarantee you, down in the Ammonia Lake, across the river on the Bristol side, them Liberty County folks know how to get down in them swamps around Larkin's Landing, Kennedy Creek, Owl Creek, White Oak Landing. You didn't know I knew all that stuff, did you? I do though, son. I've been all down in there fishing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyhow, Neal's Landing, way up River Road, on Highway 2, Buena Vista boat ramp, Paramore boat ramp, Arnold's, First Bridge, Sneeze Park. All that stuff is strung out down through there on the Chattahoochee River as a place that you can launch a boat and put in. And let me tell you what, they've been full. Folks, boy, if you were selling bait or cold drinks, you could make a killing right there at that place. Sneeze Park. Hey, the Sneeze Park is a great place if you're around in them areas to take youngins and old folks to go fishing. You can drive in there. It's owned by the Corps and leased to the city of Sneed's. It's got abutment walls driven down. You're setting up off the water about 3, maybe 4 foot. Big old oak trees shading the whole area, bathrooms, nice driveway. They keep the grass mowed. You can sit right there, throw that rod and reel out on that old brim, sit on the bucket and drink you one big old belly washers or some like good Mountain Dew. But you can sit there in the shade and fish and catch yourself 7 or 8, 10 or 12 of them brim, go back to the house and scale them up and fry them. One day soon, I'm gonna come up here and give you a cornbread recipe that's gonna make you slap your mama. Maybe just your grandma. Anyhow, the Sneeze Park is a fantastic place to go up there and fish and sit there and enjoy the view, enjoy the camaraderie. The youngins can run around if they get tired and don't want to fish no more. And be sure you take all the things you need, a bucket, a lawn chair, and something to drink, and you can enjoy yourself sitting there doing next to nothing but catching some fish and winding down. And you ain't got to burn a bunch of that expensive gas to go somewhere and do it. And you're right there in the edge of town, right on Legion Road. You turn there at McDaniel's, go past the Army tank on the left that belongs to Legion Hall, right on down the grade. You can't miss it. Beautiful, beautiful down there. Look here, talk about going fishing. Ain't none of you people know anything about taking anything with you when you go out there on a fishing trip, but taking the filet mignon with you when you go. Take you something out there that you're gonna enjoy. And of course, I ain't never got a fork to get a Viennese sausage. I have to use my old pocket knife to do that. You ain't never done that before, I know. But look at him, sardines, an old honey bun snack. You can't beat that stuff. Maybe an old belly washer or old cold water out of that ice chest. You don't keep the fish in the same, I thought you did, as your belly washer like I did, for real. All right, we're gonna take a break and wash out the cup and get one more cup of coffee. Y'all come back and see me in just a minute. All right, just tickled to have you back again. Look here, again on Apalachicola River, or the Big River, y'all learning, ain't you? When it's hot weather and you don't want to go out there and go fishing, but you got a day off on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Saturday morning, and you want to go fishing and you don't want to get out in that steam and that heat, go before daylight. Listen, before daylight. I'm just telling you, don't go telling everybody right here, but just before daylight, you put in at Chattahoochee or down at the Jackson County Port Authority boat ramp, or in Bluntstown at that boat ramp there, or on Liberty County side at their boat ramp, and ease down that river just a little ways and stop and listen. As that sun starts coming up, excuse me, them hybrids begin to come up and start feeding on them bait fish that are rising themselves towards the surface. And they'll start thrashing the water like saltwater fish do. You'll hear it, you'll be like, what in the world? It'll just be boom, 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 boom. I don't mean speck like an old brim hitting the top of a bug. I'm talking about thrashing. You ease over towards them real slow on the trolling motor, and you start throwing an Alabama rig like that. Or you can throw golly, just skipped my mind. You can throw any white plastic out there, soft plastic with like a large beetle spin, and throw it up there amongst them and retrieve it back real slow, and just keep working it through there, and you'll be catching it. I'll show you some pictures in just a minute, but you're doing that and you're back at the house by 8 o'clock. Out of that heat, and you back and caught you some fish, you can show them pictures off to them friends. They'll be, where'd you get them at? I'm trying to go out there this afternoon, but it's so hot. You don't want off out there and got you a mess. You can brag about your wife and say, attaboy. That's my husband right there. Look here, I want to give a shout out and a big old attaboy to the Bonifay Blue Devil baseball team. They done went off and won a state championship in baseball. You talk about fantastic. I want to say that I'm mighty proud of them, but that's not the half of it. Also want to give a call out to them Bozeman Bucks. They narrowly lost to Bonifay in the championship game. But you talking about some difficult things to do, because guess what? I got looking at that thing the other day. Bonifay at one point in time in their baseball season had lost 4 games in a row. 4 in a row. You folks up there in Holmes County knows what I'm talking about. They lost 4 in a row. Guess what? They got the scratch in their head. That coach was trying to figure things out. They couldn't figure out what they needed to do to get it back on track, and they did. They kept punching away, correcting little old small things that was going wrong. Y'all remember what I've said all the time on the show. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Huh? Y'all heard me say it till you annoyed with it probably, but it's the truth. That coach kept critiquing that and kept encouraging them, and they began to have fantastic success, and the best kind of success, as well as Bozeman did as well. Yeah. Boy, I wouldn't have wanted to play them. Them Pirates had a pretty good season themselves, but not as good as Bonifay. Big attaboy again to the Bonifay Blue Devils and the Bozeman Bucks. Attaboy. All right. I want to say something to you now that the hurricane has passed and folks is kind of starting to get themselves back together again. The COVID is starting to wane. People are getting vaccinated and taking precautions. Guess what? Athletics and high school athletics has suffered. Folks quit coming out to the ball games and quit attending. You folks take a little time as the fall begins here in a few months and be sure to get out there and participate and get involved in helping by your attendance and spending your money on these high school athletics and helping these programs out. All right? I know you're going to do that. Appreciate it. We're going to take another break, the last one here. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back again. Look here. I want to show y'all some pictures right here. Y'all enjoy them. This first picture here is David Bryant's grandson. Let me try to get it up there. David Bryant's grandson, Brian Blackburn, granddaughter Thorne Daniels, and son-in-law John Daniels with two fine redfish right there. Boy, y'all enjoy filleting them things out and eating them, amen? Look here, Michael Weeks played high school baseball in Sneeds, went off to Mobile and played college baseball over there. Caught that little old butterbean bait. Well, no, I'm joking. That monster bull red, he claimed it was an East Bay. Old Michael, big attaboy for him. Now, I believe that was Adam Mercer's trout, and I'll show you a picture of Adam in a few minutes. But that rascal fishes with his dad, and he's got two boys playing college ball, matter of fact. Chris Pavick, my son-in-law, with a redfish he caught in St. Joe Bay the other day we were down there. I didn't get to fish. I got a stomach ailment and couldn't fish the whole weekend. Sat there, my belly hurting me and just sick and didn't get to go, but he and Alex did, and they caught some fish. Look at there. Look at there, what a trout. Woo, woo. That thing was in St. Joe Bay. Alex drew a bit back. So y'all seen him hog hunting. Look at there. Hazley Wiveny with a trout. She wanted to go fishing with her daddy, and then she reeled that thing in and caught it, and then she wanted to show it off. Yes, sir. That right there, hey, bring a child up. It says in Proverbs, raise a child up in the way they should go, and when they grow old, they won't depart from it. Look here, that's Avery Dawn Pavick out there learning how to throw that reel right there and getting it figured out when she's young. That's how you start, folks. Show some patience. That right there was a turtle nest I found. Right there, it wasn't hard. It didn't like me stumble up on it or something. It's just one that I saw there. Didn't even recognize it to start with. They got the wire mesh over the top of it and got it a little bit where the coons can't get into it or varmints or what have you, and got it marked where you'll see it and not fall over it. Y'all remember me saying something about Adam Mercer? Caught that right there. That's at the spillway on the Lake Seminole on the back side of the big river right there on a nice bass. That joker probably weighed about pretty close to 5 pounds right there. He didn't mention what he caught him with. Look here, there's a mess of them little old bitty 2-finger. Now there's a mess of good old brim right there. That's what you call some good ones. Fry them jokers up with that cornbread. Make a puppy pull a freight train. Let's see. Look here. It's time for them fawns to start dropping. Y'all keep it in mind when you see that doe walk across that road in the morning or in the evening, slow down, because them little things are gonna be stumbling along there behind them. Tell your wife to slow down. Look here, you remember me showing you that little old Alabama rig a while ago? That's not what Ricky Davis throws. He won't show me the secret of what he throws to catch them things. But that was right there at about 8 o'clock in the morning coming out on the heel of what he had caught right there. And there's Chris Pavitt caught some too, my son-in-law. He was raised in Los Angeles, California, but he is country cousin now for sure. Right there was some trout that Alex and Chris caught at St. Joe. The weather was just fantastic, but I wouldn't know it because I was sitting on the couch babysitting with a bellyache. Look here, walking in Sunday into the grocery store, into the Jim's restaurant in Marianna, Florida, and I heard a fella call my name out loud, and it startled me because I might find somebody that I owe money to or something like that, and I don't want them to catch up to me. But at any rate, this old boy named Ronnie Glaze saw me, and he went to talking. He said, I watch that program and I see you on there. I want you to show some pictures. And here's some pictures of some young'uns. Look at the grouper. You talking about some fillets. You talking about delicious. Boy, I love some blackened stuff like that. All right, one more time with Glaze, and guess what? There he is right there, old Ronnie Glaze. It's good seeing y'all. Glad to be here on the show with you. Winston's coming back soon. Y'all take care. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.